here. There we go. Okay.
Very excited.
No worries, no worries. Do you think?
We are rolling in.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Okay, so. The Daily Grind, everyone. Another episode with a mentor of mine. Honestly, a mentor of mine. Music producing wise, DJing, fashion design, fashion curating, event organizing. I mean, I see people like us in this space, and it shows me that I can do these things within the industry, even though it's such a suffocated industry right now, with not a lot of originality. Let's be honest. So Das is literally.
Hi.
This is Das.
Welcome.
Thank you.
The closest thing to Pharrell in Cape Town that I think,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that again to you, just with regards to being this out and out creative, just oozing creativity. If something else if a door is closed here, you will find another door open somewhere else. And there are people watching like me that gain inspiration from this. So thank you so much for being this person in this industry. I mean, this is the reason why I asked you on as well. I mean, you've been such a mainstay in my creative journey in electronic music since I was in high school, going to Claremont, on my way to Claremont. Going to Tiger or what is the other one? Affinity
When that was the thing.
Yes, exactly. We would tune into Industry Trust and it would just get us in the vibe. So since then, it's literally been you've literally been my mentor indirectly and directly in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Getting into this industry.
Thanks. I mean, it's high praise, and I appreciate it. I think the most important thing is everything is kind of organically moved from point A to point B. So, starting out as a music producer, you end up obviously DJing a little bit. I started that in 2010. I would say like career-wise, because I'd already been playing in high school. But it was this thing of I want to do music. That's the thing I want to do, and it's not that doors miraculously open. It's that you, by being available and being in the scene and seeing what there is out there and what you want to see, and you open doors for yourself in a sense. Or a door, I always say the door can only appear in front of you. It's your job to walk through it. Where a lot of people go, if you're sitting and hoping and praying for opportunity, you have to be working for that opportunity to be able to actually recognize it and take it. So it's great having been able to really explore a lot of creative avenues and make interesting things happen. And I would say they've almost been sort of eras of the career. And it's not always about, sometimes it's about being the most front-facing person in the room, and it's, you're headlining all these festivals and you're touring and you're doing this, and then other times it's, like looking at COVID, it was like the perfect opportunity to go, okay, I've cemented myself. It's been at least 10 years of this as a career, plus the years before that when I was just, in high school, and it's going, how do I explore these things that have always been on the fringe, like the fashion thing? Or how do I change the radio show to not be about exclusive international records? How do we put on South African people now? Because we've proven that we can do the most cutting edge show, but how do we do the best local and international mix? So knowing that these things have inspired people ever, it's not something that I assume is happening. It's nice to hear it. So I'm thankful because, with radio, 5FM, it's into the 10th year, it was student radio before that, and internet radio. And it's this thing of you take it almost as a given, It's like I'm on air until I'm not on air anymore, until 5FM says, all right, peace. Doesn't mean I'm going to be done with radio. And, God willing, that's not going to be anytime soon. But even then, I pull in on a Friday sometimes and I'm like, yeah, we're just going to play some cool music. People are going to the club, or we're going to debut some new records. It's afterwards where you have people messaging you or seeing you in the street going, thank you for this, and you've introduced me to this genre, or I can't believe you played this artist 3 years ago before they blew up and now I'm a huge fan kind of thing. That's the stuff you don't really see, and it's lovely to hear, so thank you.
Of course. And I mean, I did some research. I know your Westford days.
Yes.
13. You were like 13 years old when you started writing
music.
Yeah, writing music, and I mean that's for me. Also, creativity has always just been with me.
Yes.
Since like a young age, like 8 years old, I was singing choir, etc. I don't know for you as well, Chad. Same. So I think it's those people that have the longevity.
Yeah.
That have I wouldn't call it their only plan. What do you call it? Plan A.
Right.
And only plan A.
Yeah.
I mean, there can be pivots. People. You know, COVID was an example of that. But, I feel like the people that have the longevity is the people that just have this need to create.
I call it the hunger with like a trademark next to it. You know, like it's something that it's a characteristic. It's not even just creative people, because there's nothing wrong with just like going through your life, and because your priorities are different, maybe, you know, like you just kind of, you know, you've got the day job and you make a salary and maybe you get a raise or whatever, that's fine. Not even on a money front. You just go, that's that part of my life sorted because my focus is on traveling or doing whatever. There are other people that I describe as having like the hunger, and it's this thing of you always want more or the most in that particular situation, but you're always constantly looking for how you can expand. And that's kind of what drove me a lot. It's how I say, like, I ended up on radio. You know, a lot of people ask, how do you go there? And it's like, it availed itself. And I realized this is an extension. This is more than just the music now. This is now listening to how I spoke. It's amazing. Like the clips of, there's a video a friend of mine filmed me when I was like 21. And in my head, I've always sounded like this because you forget, you just kind of go along. And I was just this like, yeah, no, like, I really, it's like different voice entirely, like, yeah, like, I'm just so motivated to like make music and stuff. Like, it's like really cool. And then somehow you end up going like, hi, I'm Kyle, I do voiceovers, I do this stuff. And these things naturally progress. I don't think that these, you know, stuff doesn't just miraculously happen, but if you have that constant hunger and you're like, what is this phase of my life? What is next? Where do I want to be in 5 years? While, in my case, still exploring creative avenues. Because I've worked for people, I've worked with people, I've done what could be almost described still in a creative sphere, but like, you know, the kind of moments of the you know, 9 to 5 equivalent in the last few years as well, like just trying new things. And it was great. I loved it. But the entire time, it was just like, I need to be on my own thing again. I need to be back on my business, even if it's hard.
Yeah.
Because that's where the magic really happens. It's this starting songwriting in like grade 7 and going like, I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm here now.
Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm gonna be the next Eminem from South Africa. Totally, yeah. Here we are. I'm certainly not Eminem. I don't want to be an Eminem at all, but it opened the door for, I need to produce beats to rap over, don't I?
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, the beats I'm making are like really electronic, and like I really love dance music, and I have since I was a kid. Maybe I should like start making some dance music. And then now, you know, that's almost like 20 years ago that you start producing electronic music and you're here now, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And it was the nice thing about, I guess, getting in on what I wanted to do early enough, even if it's a huge risk, it's just meant that I've been able to position myself and move myself. I found myself in the right places at the right time, and I've been persistent and consistent enough that I'm able to just keep moving forward. I think it's the most important thing.
That's the thing, and it's almost it's an effortless persistence, because you have this need to create dope shit.
Yeah.
You have this need to, okay, I just need to create something that no one else has created before.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I'd love to get your comment on this, but I feel like that's what the industry is kind of lacking in person now. It's people that are pigeonholing themselves into one genre or just music. And they might be creative, or they might be insecure to branch out or whatever, but I feel like you need to feel the pull from something else if it's giving it to you.
There's a double-edged sword to this, I think. I would say that this is definitely a culture that arose within the last sort of 10 years definitely. Like, looking back when I got my start, I was one of very few young people breaking through because it wasn't like it is now where DJ equipment is so readily available. It wasn't like everyone could just buy controllers. It was, you really had to be able to play in a club. And I got lucky in that I sent some like demo mixes to some parties, and it got me in with really good people that meant I could play at Fiction during the World Cup. That was my first gig, like during 2010.
Oh,
so you're at a packed out club regardless. You make a good impression there, and then you start chipping away. And then suddenly I'm like, okay, I'm opening Assembly. I'm doing this. Okay, well, oh, there's this young guy who's producing. Not many other young people are doing that. Since then, obviously, tons more people came through. More people are DJs than ever, and I think it's a great thing. But because I stood out so much, not just because I was young, but because I also wasn't trying to do what other people were doing. That could have backfired heinously. I could have just not gotten anywhere. So that's why I always say, like, it is a case of sometimes right place, right time. But then there were a lot of people that came out, started forging their own identities. But as the whole dance music bubble really grew, I mean, it's not like it's burst, but you know the scene isn't the same now as it was in, let's say, 2016, 17, where it was really like every DJ was everywhere. Guys from Cape Town were getting flown up to Durban. Everything was happening. Look at how much that's happening now. It's not. You know, like, I look at Durban as a great example because a lot of, you know, Cape Townians aren't going up that side unless they live outside.
Why is that happening?
Scene changed, the local landscape changed. It's easier for people from Joburg to drive down, and like even then, like they're not playing the big clubs anymore because the big clubs have had to rebrand. So it's this, they get to go and play a little bar in Belito, or they throw their own party now again. The problem obviously was that the scene got saturated. It was that identity was lost, culture was lost. And it's no one's fault. It's just everyone wanted to get in, and commodity became a thing. However, we're at that point again, and I like looking at Cape Town as much as I love South Africa, and, you know, I love the whole country. I've really come to appreciate all of it. Cape Town, I like looking at where we're at culturally, and we were shit hot in 2010, 2011, 2012. We fell off, Joburg ate us alive, and now all of a sudden, I'm seeing the youth from, 18 through to, early 20s again, doing what was being done in 2010. So I'm going to these events, I'm meeting these people, and not because, I really want to play. Because, reasonably, if I'm not going there as I need to stay relevant. It's more like, these people are doing what I like. Let me put these kids on if I can. If I'm throwing a party at Modular or something, let me book one established artist and one of them, so that I can then show Patrick and go, you check this kid playing hard groove better than a lot of your residents. They're only playing these little random things. So it's just great to kind of watch that identity seeping back in, but it's because kids are feeling the pull. They're going, this is for us. It's for us, by us. We're making this little thing pop off. And that little thing, the 4 or 5 events that I'm talking about are really well attended. And they all work with each other. They're all friends with each other again. So if you're awake enough to see this, I'm just happy to be able to be in the conversation. I'm just glad to go cool, what are you guys doing? How can I enable this? Let's get a mix on the show. Let's highlight something you're doing. Oh, cool, you're focusing on a streetwear angle. Let's hear about that. Let's talk about it for half an hour. You need to talk to this person. Here's a contact detail. Because that's free. That kind of cultural access is free. I got the whole joking thing that I was doing for a bit. I need to do it again on Instagram with gatekeeping is cringe, where I was making those food reviews of places that maybe people haven't heard of. And that's my whole shtick, is it's what the radio show is, it's what my record label was, it's what I believe in as a promoter, as a culture, anything I do culturally is let's take this thing that seems inaccessible and show the wider people who have the money, that are going out to spend things this is sick, and go and support that. Go and stream the music. Go to these shows. Here are this DJ at my party, and then go to their own event and see what the difference is there, because that's going to be insane for them to walk in and go, I'm Diddy, I can't go out. And you go to a party being thrown by 22-year-olds, and you're I feel welcome and comfortable, and this is the best music I've heard in a decade. That's what you want. That's what I want.
Yeah.
It's what's motivating me to go out again. Yeah.
Cheapest. I've been really cynical about the scene. I actually didn't know that it was that it's on the uptake at the moment.
It can be, but this is also the thing, is that there are still the people you were talking about, where it is just kind of, I'm one thing, I'm whatever. A lot of the corporatization of dance music has meant that it looks like a lot of the energy is focused in one place. And I'm not gonna shit on your parties at like Cabo and like the kind of music kind of stuff. These are huge gigs. Afro is huge now.
Yes, of course.
Like Gorm had a moment in Durban that was kind of across the country, but it didn't have, I wouldn't say like full crossover appeal. It wasn't like white kids were lining up to go to like an Amapiano rave specifically, but Afro now has that moment.
Yeah.
The people running the big events who need to make the big money need to hit big numbers, and they need to make it as accessible and middle of the road as possible in the best way.
Yeah.
It's commercial in the purest sense of the word. And there's nothing wrong with commercial. It's not like we're talking Claremont back in the day. But that means you've got people who are like marketing and brand specialists who happen to be a DJ. They get to put on the event or help throw the event. Of course, they're on the lineups too, because the guy throwing the party is going, okay, well, you're in with the crew. I can trust you. You're reliable. A lot of it is safe and reliable, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's why it can look really boring, is because you're seeing that so much. Because these are the people that are the best at marketing. These are the people that are the best at communicating. They need to sell 5,000 tickets. So about, I'm going to use kind of music again. You know about the kind of music gig because that sold out within 5 minutes. Oh, I missed it last year. I guarantee you, there are going to be a chunk of people that are going to go to this and are going to be bored to fucking tears because they're not fans of the music. And they're going to turn around and go, what happened to parties, man? I miss rocking the daisies when it used to be different. And do you remember what Synergy Festival was like? Where like, if those things came back, you wouldn't give them the same time of day anyway. Yeah. You just want to go where all of your friends are. So it's important. That's why it's been so rewarding to see what the kids and what the culture is actually doing outside of anything else. It's genuinely just these little bubbles, but like they're not that little. It's just they're not out there in your face. But fortunately, some like publications are getting behind this kind of stuff. Some brands are figuring it out. Putting actual money where the culture is and not just going, yeah, this is the new hot thing, so we're going to make millions of rands available to book the same 5 people at our, experiences that honk shoe, fall asleep, me, same shit you've heard a million times. But it's brands that are willing and need to be willing to make exciting shit happen. That's what we're waiting for next. That's what... It's the culture's moving, but the brands need to follow the culture because that's where the money is going to be to enable it.
Of course. So it seems like there's something brewing within the electronic scene here in Cape Town. Could you give us some names of like events and people?
100%. Yeah. So I'm going to start with one of the biggest names, which is Death of Glitter, and that was started by Tajme, I think, as Drag Mother as his birthday party, and subsequently has grown into a whole event. I went to the first one by accident. Because I thought it was like an art gallery because they had this little gallery thing attached to what they were doing. And I walked in and I just heard this music that had only been relegated to me, to my own music collection. If I'm hearing... The fortunate thing with my job and my connection to the industry is that I've been getting promos and records for now 15 years or so from my favorite artists and labels around the world. So when I've got direct connections with the American ballroom and Vogue scene, I go, no one in South Africa likes this. Yeah. And then you walk in and you suddenly see a bunch of queer kids playing the music, and you're like, this is exactly what I want because that's what this music is. Yeah. That's why I like this music. It's just there was never a place for it here. So they've grown from strength to strength, taking over Mother City Queer Project recently, doing all the music for them in the main room, but throwing warehouse raves, just building an incredible brand that can do anything from a free party at Texas, which is that attached to Blondie venue, or you know what I mean, legally attached to them. It's not at the same spot. But then they've enabled a whole bunch of kids as well. So kids who came through started attending, started helping the events. So you've got Bathhouse, you've got Better With You, you've got Reverence, who I just played for recently. Yes. These are just the young kids doing really interesting stuff. And again, across the genre board, you've got Frogtown, so there's people doing garage, there's people doing house, there's people doing drum and bass.
Yeah.
And doing it properly, that's the difference. It's not just like, it's a drum and bass rave, and so you're expecting like kind of aging metalheads to go and listen in like a room with 5 people. It's that they're community-driven things. And obviously you've got people who've managed to build mammoth brands like Pangaea, and they've got, you know, one of the best festivals.
It's amazing.
One of the best festivals in the country, hands down. They've got a new party called Babylon, which is, I'm going to be going to that this week. Like, it's, I love those people. I booked Savannah and Scotty, who run it, to like play my events, because I'm like, I like what you're doing, and you've got this cool idea of what's happening. So it's like, they've got this massive thing that everyone knows about, but then they've been throwing these more intimate, like disco parties, and people just go and have this, you know, they do it, a disco party full of like mixed group of people, all sorts, all walks of life, but at Destiny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you're like, Destiny, I go to Destiny, shout out to Destiny, wonderful people, but when I'm there, it's like, it's R&B, it's hip-hop, you know, like it's Kane and it's Gremlin and it's all of them crushing it, love those boys, but to then walk in there on a random Saturday, be queuing up, looking around, because I'm like, none of these fuckers know what this club is like normally.
Exactly.
I'm walking in and it's like a 1970s New York, like it's Studio 54. They put like a gambling table at the back. They put curtains up and like chandeliers.
Dope.
So people are doing cool things. It's just you kind of. I think our problem is that we're now down to the point where we're marketing based off of algorithms. You know, it's like you're filling in. I need to advertise to 18 to 23. They must be a fan of these 3 pages on this, or they must be 25 to 35, and they must. You know, like cocktails, and so you don't end up like giving the information to everyone, which is kind of why, on a personal level, I like hearing about these things. I like checking them out. And there are more parties and people doing amazing things, and these are like it would take a longer time, but it's why I'm so big on word of mouth. I know now with advertising you should, but a lot of the stuff that I build, I try and spend quite literally $0 on marketing in terms of online. I will go out I'll get a team together and we'll go out to the exact venues, the exact places that we're friends with, and go, we're going to give out some flyers, it's not going to bother you, and they go, yeah, it's fine, or can we put up some posters? On a first Thursday, we'll go to X, Y, and Z spot. If these friends of ours are throwing events, it's going there to them and going, Chuck, like, we're already booking you, you know you're welcome, you're a guest with us.
Yeah.
Can we speak to your people? Because we know your people are our people, but we're also, you know, we're not going, it's exactly the same people. It's like there might be a little bit of crossover. In the same way that other brands have come to me and gone, can we come to your event and hand out free entry to our similar event? And I go, yeah, why not? I don't care. I want you to do well, because you're going to book me to DJ, or you're going to ask for help from my team, and you're going to pay people from my team to help do your decor and stuff. Fine. There's more crossover here. So that's the most important thing, is like genuinely, organically getting the word out, because that's where everyone is going to hear about it. Otherwise, it is just going to be whatever the biggest thing is. Everyone has to log on and go, oh my gosh, what do you mean Don Tolliver is playing this random festival in Joburg? Cool, great. But like, that's not the most important thing happening this year, probably.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's probably something way more culturally significant happening that same weekend.
Definitely.
And unless you're in with those people, you're not going to hear about it, and that's my problem.
Yeah. I mean, we were actually just having a chat about this, about events and the industry, with regards to it being Instagram or aesthetic driven. And I was like, oh, man, how do we get a scene where it's music?
Yeah.
Where music is the center again. And it sounds like these types of events are actually doing that well.
They're doing a good balance of both. So what they're doing, I think it's important. Listen, aesthetic also does give a good indication of what you're walking into.
Yeah.
There's some people that come with pure aesthetic and no substance.
Yes.
I'm seeing that around, and it's bad, because they are piggybacking off of aesthetics established by other people without having any of the requisite culture, without having any, and I don't use the word culture as a catch-all. I mean, you can't, I'm going to make up a dumb example. You can't go, we're going to throw the coolest, most, Berlin techno rave and make it look like it's a modular party, but you do nothing to actually create the space that feels that way. Because then it's just all branding and it's all brilliant and it's online and you get there and you're just kind of in a room with a CDJ and you're like, why did I spend money on this? There are a lot of brands doing that across the board, and like it's all content but no substance. A lot of these people that are doing it right are showing you from the get-go what you're going to get when you walk in. If it's edgy, if it's mysterious, if it's meant to be kind of more like chilled and smooth and nice. But when you get in, I'm often more blown away by what they've achieved in the space. I like to think of marketing. Marketing should be an exercise in piquing someone's interest. You should whet their appetite, and then they should come in. They should arrive hungry, and they should be like, "This is more food than I ordered. That's amazing. What do you mean? Wow, yeah, completely." If you're going to talk a big game, you've got to really, really over deliver. In terms of things being music focused, I think it's just going to be down to, realistically, not everyone is making music, but it's going to be down to the people that are shifting the culture, not just going, indie dance is hot, so we're going to do, imagine a flyer with like the sickest indie dance party in Cape Town. The dopest techno putting your like telling people what the party is isn't a problem, but putting all your eggs in that basket is, because if for whatever reason people decide like that's not cool anymore. Like, I need to shout out more people. It's like Nice, which is Skellum and Chelso and Sharky. They're doing Afro, but like by young guys, crushing it online, making all kinds of noise for the party, for themselves, building a really, really good presence. But they're not going nice, the coolest Afro house jewel. Yeah. They get beef. They got random people having beef with them because Chelso and Skellum are white. So like, what do you guys know about Afro house? Because they're playing in Nigeria or they're playing in Kenya and stuff. Like, shush. They're actually releasing music. Chelso's been releasing the music. It's never meant to be about that, but it's like they're not out there screaming like that's why you're coming. They're like, we built something cool. Here's the culture. Here's the lineup. We're going to book everyone. It's diverse. And people come and they go, damn. And the brand people look in and go, damn, these guys are really doing the thing. Let's give them some money and see if they can do the same thing for us. And then guess what? They do over and over again. So it's just, if people want to focus on the music, they can, but then you've got to build a brand that encapsulates the music. Otherwise, you're just chasing, you're going to get lucky because you have a really good headline at one time that people are like, I never get to see insert X artist perform. They come and watch insert X artist play your venue or your event once, and then they go, everything else was dog shit except that person that I wanted to see, and then they're not going to come back. Some of the best parties I know people are going, and like now people don't even know the lineup. Like some of the stuff I'm going to, because I'm trying to like discover these new things, and I'm excited about what people are building. Conceptually, I've been to one of their events, loved the event, and may have known the DJs. But then the next one, I don't know any of the DJs, but I loved what I experienced. So why would I not believe that I'm going to get not more of the same, but I'm going to be able to walk in and go, whether I think it's the same or better or worse is not important, because I'm still going to go, I loved the whole thing. I can say, I enjoyed the music more last time, but I'm not going to then not attend. Yeah. I'm still going to go to the next one because maybe I'm like, they finally booked the headliner that I like. Where, too many people are sitting around hoping and praying and focusing on like, this one reason is going to be the reason people buy tickets. Sure. But they're not going to come back if it's that one reason. Because as soon as you take that one reason away, what do you have left? Exactly. Yeah. And it's also like that comes back to your word of mouth thing. Like if you can't build that's the only way to really build community. Yeah. Because if you, as you're saying, if you're going to be like, I am throwing this indie event. It's going to be a great indie event with indie artists. Yeah. I mean, people that are looking for that indie experience aren't going to be drawn to that type of thing. That's all the best things that all the things that I loved the most, what became institutions. So, student night at Fiction was an institution. You knew you were going to be at Untamed Youth on a Tuesday. You knew you were going to be at See You Next Wednesday on a Wednesday. You knew you were going to be at Discotheque on a Friday at that point in 2010-11. And it didn't matter what you were into. You know, if you were like a band guy that wanted to listen to A-King, fine, you can go and listen to A-King on Saturday too. But if you want to hang out with all the people that you like and listen to the music and enjoy the party that you like, you're going to be at these places on these particular days. Manic Monday at Mercury, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
One of the weirdest and best compliments, because obviously you want there to be conversion. You want people to actually come to your event.
Yeah.
That's, your primary thing is that you want this thing to be well attended. But is having people who haven't been to your thing. And if I'm talking to people and they go, oh, so you're from this event, or you're doing that thing. I've heard about that. I've wanted to come for 8 months. That's awesome. Because, sure, I'm like, you obviously stand there and I'm like, just fucking come, man. Like, it's just, like, you're welcome to, it's really not that hard. But at the same time, knowing that someone will hear what you're doing and go, I've heard about that, my friends have told me about it, it's amazing. I've been on the fence, I didn't know if I could, or I've just been waiting for an opportunity. I've done my job, then. That's what matters. It shouldn't just be like, oh, I throw parties at McDonald's. Oh, that sounds kiff, bro, because they're not going to come. If you're throwing a rave at McDonald's. But if they go, dude, wait, so you throw those McDonald's raves?
Yeah.
Now I've been wanting to go to one of those for like 8 months, because that conversation will be the thing that makes them go, you know what? I think I'm going to go to the McDonald's rave. I think that's... Please don't throw a rave at McDonald's. Unless you want to pay for it at McDonald's. I am loving that idea. But you get what I mean. It's if you can tell that you're actually... It's the radio thing again. It's like I sit in a room, I talk to people. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm having a one-sided conversation. But it's realizing that that's thousands of people every single week. So this little throwaway moment that you had going, I'm just doing my thing. There'll be people who go, my God, dude, that was crazy. You had that guest on. They'll be bringing up stuff that I don't remember. Dude, that mix from that guy. Can I get the link to this artist kind of thing? Even if it's weeks after the fact, you're like, right. So this is bigger than I'm able to realize in the moment. And that's an amazing and important thing. That is where we need to be on a musical front, on a creative front. People need to be making a lot of noise, but they also need to be backing it up with something that when people hear about it, they go, I need more of this. Yeah. That's the huge thing.
Right. I really like that you mentioned that, because of it, like you say, if you're not in it, you won't have that experience and you won't have that feelings towards it. But it's good to know that people are still being innovative about like building a culture of supporting independent artists or people who are passionate about making music. Like, that is very nice to know, and it makes me feel like I'm also one of the ones sleeping, because that's one of my biggest complaints though. It's like everything you're saying, I'm thinking like, what? Where do I want to go?
But that was me as well. Like, I for better or worse, kind of isolated myself in a big way. Like, just focusing on my own stuff so much and doing it all myself. So it's, I'm throwing the event, I'm going to get people to help. But it's my event, it's my vision, it's my idea. I'm going to micromanage this whole thing. I can't handle responsibility. And then it's finding people that get it, finding people that support it and go, okay, I'm going to hand off some of this responsibility and I'm going to take all of your advice, not just with a pinch of salt. It's going, hey, we should book this person. And I go, tell me more. And then I go and I'm like, hey, do you want to come with and go and check out this event with this person? I'm like, yeah, why not? Let's see what they're doing. Because, they would love to come. They just don't know if they're welcome at your space, or you should book them. Maybe they'll want to book you back or whatever. And I never go into a place thinking it's about me. Like, I've got to get this booking back.
Yeah, I'm Das Kapital.
Yeah, no, but it's still that thing of just being able to pop in, and then, even if there is a bit of the name preceding me, they'll be like, dude, what are you doing here? I'm like, I'm literally just here to support. Like, well, you DJ? No. I'm here to check it out. And being able to lean on those people and lean on, like, opening myself up to more things. I still have my tastes. There's stuff I'm never going to attend. But there's a lot of stuff that I've softened on, where I'm like, I need to see what's going on, because I can't just be over here it's what, everyone really wishes, like if you're a very specific genre producer, you really wish one thing would be happening. Where maybe it's not, but maybe there are other scenes, like I can use the bass scene as an example. There are people that really wish dubstep would happen in this country. It hasn't. There are guys from here who've gone and, John Casey and Chi who've gone overseas and touring and doing EDC, and John Casey's been in studio with T-Pain now, and he's all this crazy stuff. No one in South Africa is really paying attention to that. If he were to come back, would I try and throw a dubstep rave? No. But would I try and put him on at a party where there are a bunch of kids who are flirting with bass music? Yes, because they're going to go, what the fuck is this? There's avenues, but you've just got to look sometimes slightly outside of what your ideal, your little dream situation is, because unless you can really organically build an entire scene by yourself or with a handful of people, if there are really enough of you, like the drum and bass scene, they look after themselves, they feed themselves, they've created a lot of energy that's now trickled out. But you need a scene. That's why the metal scene will never die. But at the same time, like, use the metal scene or the band scene as an example. Not everyone is making the kind of hardcore death metal that the metalheads want. So at a metalhead night or metal night, there will be all kinds of band music. Like, sure, guitars and singing and stuff, but it's not all going to be one kind of metal, because they have to look out for each other. They have to go, in order to fill this venue, we're going to have a little bit of post-punk, and there's going to be a little bit of pop-punk, and then there's going to be some screamo shit. And now we can at least say, hey, fucking sold enough tickets, everyone's getting paid, and the crowd is happy. And maybe the metalheads are going to discover the post-punk band and think, this is cool. We need to do more of that, and less worrying about, like, our little perfect bubbles, because they don't exist.
Yeah, exactly. And I think listening to you now, it seems like, there is this, we are in the age now of like the washed out scene, in club culture, etc. But it's the perfect time for that uptake of something new and fresh and original. Well, like the days, like, when you hit the scene, that was like the uptake of electronic music in Cape Town. Mix and blend,
so
those guys.
All of those dudes who came before me, Cyborgs, Marcus Storm, Dank, all of them, Notch, like PH Fat, and there was still the three of them. It's the difference is, I think, obviously there's plenty of us that are still around. I was obviously the youngster back then. So I was the one being put on. There are people that I would say are like a whole generation above me that are still at it in the game, and they're amazing. Like, respect to all of them, because they've managed to keep it going and be more relevant than ever. But you kind of have two choices, and it's either that you need to now be finding your way to fit into the scene, or if you have any ability to do anything yourself, like to open any kinds of doors for people. It is our responsibility to have all of the clubs that go, it's established act over here, we want to book them, or we want you to throw a party. You need to then go, cool, what's going to make the club happy, which is obviously something commercially viable. But at the same time, it's also your job to go, what's going to actually benefit your club in the long run is bringing in new people. And you want to know where the new people are? They're over here. So you're going to have to trust me and let me book some of these new people, because when you're young, they give a fuck about you, your friends. How many, you don't have to be famous or successful to go through the process of, your friends are at every jewel you're playing in the beginning. Then after a certain point, it's, hey, how's the music thing going? You still doing that? because people are getting older. Their priorities shift. They're going, I go out once a month if I'm lucky, and I'm going to go to the big event that my friends are going to. So cool, I'm happy you're gigging, but I'm not going to come to that unless you're playing the big thing.
Yeah.
So someone like me, where I am, in situations where I'm able to be a headliner, or I'm able to be given this opportunity sometimes, the only logical thing is to go, I need to be for other artists what I needed and was thankful to get in some ways when I was their age. It was never charity, it wasn't a handout. People were excited because I was doing cool shit in their eyes. Not everyone had to agree, but they agreed.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. If I can open the door for people that have already got their own momentum, all I'm doing is, when you walk up a hill with someone, and you can put your hand on their lower back, and it makes it a bit easier for them to walk up the hill. They can walk up the hill on their own, but now just they feel a little bit less pressure. I know I can walk up the hill. I've been doing it for 15 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want you to stop. I don't want you to get tired.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And anecdotally, I mean, you did that for me. It wasn't when I was producing and DJing, but there was someone in this established space already that was like, oh, something that I created was good enough to be on a radio show?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, that inspired me, not only musically, but I was like, okay, what else can I create that can, that can be at that level or even more, I mean, I don't produce music anymore. It was something that I was like, okay, I need to pivot. There was after COVID, it was that content that I was releasing at the time, what's happening in Cape Town, etc.
Yeah.
And that's now pivoted into now the party and all of that. But it can never be underestimated when you have this thing that you've created and it's given the stamp of approval from someone that you look up to.
Yeah.
And that's what you've been doing for what's it now, 15, 10, let's say 10 years while you've been on 5FM. And before that as well, you were running competitions through Do Work Records.
The label to get onto the label.
You did compilations as well.
Yeah, so it was compilations. A lot of those artists are off. Everything is literally just showing people. Obviously, there's that bravado that a lot of young artists have of I'm the best. And they're doing that because they think that's how it works, is like you go, I'm the best, and then the music kind of follows. And we all make that mistake. I made that mistake. Like, it's why I was so glad to take this little break from producing music, because I was burning myself out, learning the skills, always improving my skills, Like, I would say I was a mean engineer and producer by the point that I needed to take my break, but I was burnt out. And a lot of artists are coming in going, I can make the craziest sounds, but they can't write a good song, they can do all of this stuff.
Yeah.
There are, however, artists that have been at it long enough where I can say, okay, you have the skill, but you need, but not just from me, it's just that little bit of hands-on something to go, okay, this is, you finished, hey, the song's finished. Stop sitting here and telling me, oh, it's not mixed, it's done. We're going to mix it down, it's finished. There's no more adding layers, we're done, you're going to find a label, we're going to do this. How do I release music? I've made an album. Break the album up into singles. It's giving people advice that they're not going to have themselves, because in their heads, you've got this kind of one-way trajectory of how this is going to work. I'm going to put this out and I'm going to blow out. No. But you're going to put out 12 songs in a year instead of one album once. And people are going to listen to those 12 songs more likely than they're going to listen to an album. So being able to have those conversations with people, it's so much easier being able to look in at other people's work than it is at your own. You're overly critical of yourself, and that's super important. It's just, I'm not a genius. I'm not the greatest at what I do, but being able to look in at other people and go, hey, I can see what you're capable of, and I think you're holding yourself back. We all do. It's the being the me that I would have needed at that point in their career, at any point. So if I'm a couple steps ahead, I'm just going, come, like, you're on the same level. Stop questioning. Let's go.
Yeah.
There's something.
Okay.
Oh no, I was gonna say there's something super powerful, definitely, about getting. I wouldn't say validation. I would just say getting time and presence from somebody who is in the industry and in a place where you want to be.
Yeah. And
now they're giving you their time and their presence. And then they're giving you feedback or something. That's always really, really powerful.
Acknowledgement is the biggest thing, because it's lonely, and this is something I actually wanted to bring up, because you're talking about the pod, you're talking about the party, and I made that about parties and stuff, because I made reference to the fact that, people aren't, when I hear someone going, hey, I've heard about the event for 8 months and I haven't attended yet, or hey, I listened to the radio show X amount of months ago. We are so obsessed with immediate feedback and immediate, I posted on Instagram and this only got this many views, or fuck the views. People are going, it only got this many likes.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Pretend you post this and it gets 1,000 views. To some people, that's like, I want 1 million views. Some people, they're going to go, 1,000, that's a lot. Whether it's 800 people and some of them are watching it twice, whether it's whatever, 1,000 people seeing your shit, whether they subscribe that day, whether they, I've got friends who like music producer friends who are successful touring artists who have put out a new single and they're like, oh man, I've been punting the song and it just hasn't got the streams yet. And I've got to just, from an outsider's perspective, have the conversation with them going, there is a thing where people now online need to see something 7 times or so before they really engage with it. So don't worry, I'm your mate. I've seen you've got a new single out. I haven't listened to it. And I will tell them that to their face. I'm like, you think I'm not going to? I am. I just know you've put the single out. I've got other shit to do.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know you've got a listener in me. You know you've got a supporter. Anyone who's creating stuff just needs to realize that it's not about the put out the podcast and then all of a sudden it's number 1 on iTunes or Spotify and everyone's like, it's the best podcast. It's the fact that you do one, whatever, once a month, and you do one once a week or whatever. You keep building it up. And if you've got fucking 500 dedicated listeners and viewers, sick. Because who knows, how do you know who's in those 500 people? How do you know, like, oh, I only have 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify? Cool, don't stop. Yes, you want 100,000, but like, how many artists are better than what their streaming numbers indicate? Some of the most iconic artists of all time, like rave icons, stuff that would have sold out on vinyl, is the thing that inspired a whole generation of people in the 2000s and 90s. Their Spotify numbers are dog shit because their audience is not listening to music on Spotify. You're going to tell me that, you know, that Kevin Saunderson is less important than, you know, like the Godfathers of Techno are less important than like Martin Garrix, because Martin Garrix has like a million, squillion streams. Are you telling me that a rapper who is like Youngster CPT is not as important as some other rapper locally because they're signed to a major?
Yeah.
Who speaks to the culture more? One sells more records, one has a better vehicle. Must Youngster stop now because he's not getting millions of streams every month?
No, but this is the thing. Like, as creators, though, it stems from so many things, especially from your ego. But what you're basically trying to do is, there's this whole perception of, there's a lack of perception around quality over quantity when it comes to validation.
Yeah.
So we would rather have 1,000 random people who can do nothing for us see this than 5 people who can help us build this.
That's it.
So it's like, would you rather have the right eyes of just the few people that you need who are going to help you build, grow, elevate, or would you have 5 million people who are just going to look at it for a little bit and then forget about it tomorrow?
This is epic.
That's what people don't really, they struggle to understand it because people, it's so, getting a like is so easy, it's free. You know, and then again, the talent versus the like and the ratio of that doesn't add up. When you're talking about impact, when you're talking about the contribution to the culture, like with the youngster thing especially. Yeah. So it's that thing. Everybody's so eager to get to the destination the fastest way, doing the least amount of effort and taking the least amount.
They just also want the just immediate validation. Like, I can use this very, very clear example of one of my most successful projects of the past few years is an event I throw, and I love it, and it's very much, it's niche. We've built a mailing list, and that's not everyone who's attended. We've had about, in total, like, I mean, you can't assume they're all unique people, but judging over the events, it's probably like, you know, a couple thousand unique people over 2 years, right? But the mailing list is, let's say, a year old, or less than. About a year old. You've got 500 people signed up to it. And you're like, 500 people, that's not a lot. That's 500 people. The event only takes, because of the capacity we have set, about 250 to 350 people. And we've chosen it to be like that because it works by being intimate. It succeeds for the performers, it succeeds for the artists, it succeeds for us. It's manageable. It means that people have the best time. That is what works on a purely business level and a financial level, because there are opportunities to make it bigger and do a 1,000-man per version. But then I'm going to start appealing to people that aren't within that actual core community. If I'm really about, I want numbers, then watch the quality just your favorite restaurant franchises. You know, you're like, oh, this was my favorite pizza spot. Now they're everywhere. Steers chips don't fucking taste the same, do they? Not anymore. Everyone goes, remember when Steers chips were good? I am okay with being a mom and pop shop in this particular example because the quality is through the roof.
Yeah.
Financially, it makes sense for everyone, and we're not getting greedy. And we have those 500 people on the mailing list means we're like between them and their friends who don't want to sign up to the mailing list, but who still follow the page, or the people that don't follow the page and still want to attend the event, heard about it through their friends. We're going to be fine. We're going to do this version of the event, and we're going to keep improving, and we're going to hit capacity, and then cool, maybe we open up a new room, or we offer some new experiences. But have I had to spend on ads to go, please come to my party? No, because we started with 15 people.
Yeah.
And now we're at 300 or something, and we're saying, sorry, we've sold out, you can't come, better luck next time. Maybe we'll make 20 more tickets available, but you have 5 minutes to buy them. And you know, if you're in the business of scale, then you just don't care about the people anymore. You want to just kind of, I want people to leave more or less happy. It's a percentage of satisfaction that I'm okay with.
Yeah.
You know, great festival, but someone drowned and like we ran out of water and like and the drinks were hot, but like 75% of people thought it was okay. Cool, if that's your business.
Yeah.
Fucking good for you. And how many festivals and events are like that? Where like some people are really pissed off, oh, I got mugged, I got this. I would rather have none of that and have everyone leave 90% happy. Yeah. One person who's really upset, we take them aside, we sort them the fuck out that night. We go like, you're good? And that's why they can go, man, I felt really, like I had this horrible experience, this bad thing happened, but then they get dealt with so personally, and they get a free ticket to the next party, and everything sorts itself out, and they're like, man, these people actually give a shit.
Yeah, no,
there's a way to do that and still succeed, you know?
There's too many productions treating the cultivating of an event like front of house mixing, where you just want to make sure the general mass is satisfied. In the middle of the room, they can hear that more.
The middle of the room is happy, they're spending at the bar, and the artists have their buckets and they're demanding a whole bunch of stupid shit. They're happy, which means they'll play for us again, which means we can fill the room with more bored people on the outside and some happy people in the middle going hoo-ha the whole night.
They treat it like that?
Yeah. 100% Like, I find that funny. And I mean, no, that has to work at scale. Not everyone can do small. Like, you can't. And I don't want to do, not everything I do is small. I throw parties where it is literally, like when I've been doing the Industry Trust 10-year tour. It's my job to partner with the venue, to get 5FM on board, to book cool artists from that city. It's our job to pack out the club. You know, we did it at Halo. Like, I had to make sure that that's whatever it is, 1,000 packs or something. In that particular case, I'm trying to be tasteful, I'm trying to be smart. But ultimately, it's like, you know, the club has to benefit. 5FM has to feel like they can trust me to throw my own events around these kinds of things. In those particular cases, sure, then fuck it. Like, let's get it out on air, everyone. Let's get random people who've never been to Halo to come to Halo, or people who only heard me on radio come watch me play, or people who only like fucking one person on the lineup, they must come. Fine. Because they're going to walk out of a club and go, that was awesome. But when it's my baby, when it's my project, it has to be, unless the goal is to be Pangea. Even Pangea, I'm going to use them again. They are doing the best of both. Because they're doing scale and fucking perfection. Bazik as well. Bazik is just between the two. I went for the first time. I've been meaning to for a long time.
Me too.
Every single part of that festival is considered, from like how the stages are set up, how they look, whatever. It feels like a lot of how a lot of other events want to be, and it's because the people involved are both business savvy and care about the end.
That's Trenton's baby.
Passionate.
I think it's a bunch of different people involved.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a bunch of people, but it's like there's, you know, it's got involvement from Bridges for Music, and it's got a bunch of random promoters taking over stuff, and people who own other venues are doing little DJ set takeovers and things. So it's just culturally, community-wise, sick. Doesn't matter what stage you're on. But that's what I mean, is you can now have both.
Yeah.
But too many people are sitting there going, Deep House Boys, you know. This is a chick, this one particular DJ, so we're going to build a lineup around this one person. For what?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so. I guess it's easy if you're not really passionate about cultivating a community, because you can see the attention to detail with the people who are actually understand how the industry works and are passionate about it, and then you can see what it looks like when people are really trying to. When people just tick and sign the check just to get everything set up and pretend or make it seem like, oh, this is proper, but they're just there for the ratio again.
There are people that are excited. There's a big difference. There are people that are excited about every little part of what they're bringing. If they go, man, our festival has all of these experiences and there's tattoos and there's shops, whatever. Yes, they're excited because people are renting the food spot and they can be here. But they're also going, people can come here and be able to eat real Mexican food, because we've got the craziest food trucks. We've got the craziest DJs and we've got this whole experience happening, versus the people that are just going, okay, we need 10 food trucks and there need to be 12 DJs. Hey, can you play 2 hours instead of 1 hour because this other DJ canceled? It's just, you can literally see the mindset shift in between people. And they're the people that make cool stuff happen that can also do it the right way. You can just spot it a mile away. Those are the people you want to work with. Other people, as an artist, you're like, this is a payday. As a punter, you're like, this is a party. That's it. That's all you can say about it. How was it? It was fine. It was an event. The music was, there were 2 good DJs. The parking was shit. If I hear people talking about the parking or getting in and out of the venue, I know something has gone horribly fucking wrong. Because I'm like, how was it? The parking. That's not what I'm asking. How was the experience? Did you walk away? I don't mind schlepping. I don't mind struggling. I don't throw my name around and skip queues. Unless truly it's I'm there as a guest and I can go. Even then, it's my friends won't have put me on the guest list properly. So I'll stand there and go, yeah, I'm on the guest list. I'm here with the promoter. And they'll be like, oh, but your name's not down. I'm like, then don't stress. I stand aside. I phone my friend. If they don't answer, I wait. Because this minor inconvenience is a minor inconvenience. There are people who've paid, they must get in. But I know I'm going to have fun inside. I'm not going to stand there and go, first thing when I do when I see them is, fuck, bro, I have to queue to get into your party. No, I want to be here. I'm happy to wait. Yeah. Oh, no, 5 minutes of my time for a great evening instead of, oh, cool, I get to be a VIP, I get shuffled in, I get all of this stuff, but the event sucks. Because it's just terrible. We're just here to make money. Yeah. How was it? I played and I left? That's a bad sign. Ooh. Oh, I want to leave. I'm done with my set. Oh, that was epic, bro. Thanks, I'm walking to the car. Yeah. You can... chalk and cheese, man. They are so far apart. There are too many people trying to do
That's why you must collaborate to elevate.
Yeah, 100%. No.
Do it with people who are also doing it, trying to move up, trying to,
I know the small beanie-wearing motherfuckers who love talking about the intersection of culture and music and stuff. I know it's unbearable, multidisciplinary, creative artist bullshit stuff, right? But it's so fucking real. When I say culture is important, it is. If I can make a random person listen to an artist, if anyone can do it, and you go, oh, is this not an international record? No, it's local. And that's why. So now your whole stigma around local music can piss off. Now you've got to be on your toes, because everything you're hearing, you don't know what in my sets or what on radio is by a kid from fucking Limpopo and what's by, the biggest name in that genre or whatever. There's nothing separating the two. And that needs to just be happening across the board. We need to be enabling stuff, because holy shit, who is that DJ? I played this thing on the weekend. Reverend. Really, really cool party. And great kids. I've booked some of them for stuff before. And to have this random DJ come up to me and do the whole yo, what's your DJ name? Cool, can I get you on Instagram? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Take my details. But then he's like, who's the DJ before you? And that was the promoter. It was her set before mine. So I'm like, this is her. It's her party. This is it's the purest form of just enabling people. Yeah. Not just going, yeah, she's epic. Let me give you her details. No, come. No, this person joining the party. Come to every one of these now. Yeah. And if I'm ever in a promoters need to be able to take these risks. Busy. I'm going to reference them again. They've been doing it. They've been giving stages to people, even if it's test it out just for one evening. You can do 4 hours. Next time they come around, guess what? You get a whole night, or you get 2 nights.
But people need to take advantage, knowing that there are people like you who are trying to give people opportunities and bring them in. you need to take advantage of it. There's too many times I hear from people, oh my God, Chad, how do I get my song on radio?
Yeah.
I can't believe there's so much trash I hear on radio. Okay, first of all, is your song registered?
Yeah.
Do you have your rights?
It's about to say. It's doing the work. You gotta build. It's you making your own content.
Yes.
Build it and they will come thing. It's not just miraculously you make music and people are gonna care. But if you are consistently releasing music and you're consistently submitting music, fine, you get rejected. But you're not gonna sit there and go, now for a whole year I'm gonna work this single. You should be working the single, trying to get it on some student radio. Because fuck it, maybe you get put on the Stellenbosch or UCT student radio, you make it onto like it's a hip hop record, you make it into the hip hop top 10.
Yeah.
Now when you email 5FM or Metro or whatever, go, so, independent artist, whatever, been doing these, here's a list of shows I've been performing, here's the last record, we did email it to you, but also, it was playlisted on all of these student stations and it got on the charts here. Yeah. Someone who is a boring suit-wearing nerd who only cares about what's happening on TikTok is eventually going to turn around and go, maybe we should listen to this. Maybe we should give this an opportunity. Yeah. So it's not just going, I'm the coolest, I'm the best, but it's working and creating and generating your own buzz. Every artist who's getting signed is either, yes, they've got a viral song, which is the purest form of acknowledgement, or it's, this guy had 3 albums before he got signed to a major label.
Yeah.
And those 3 albums had a cult following, and he had a dedicated audience, or she had a dedicated audience, or she, how many songwriters who become pop stars? Like, she was working with the labels and started writing songs, and one got used by Avril Lavigne, and next thing you know, all of a sudden, they're a pop star because they go, you know what, she can write, let's hear her sing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good, we can distribute this, we'll put a bit of money into this, and it works, and then it works. It doesn't work, then they leave the label and they go independent. You keep going. You can't just sit around and hope and pray that everything is going to be the be-all and end-all. It's to your point. You have to work smart. You have to position yourself. Shoot your shot. Don't be an asshole if they say no, because you don't want to burn a bridge that isn't even there yet. Yeah.
It's not personal.
There's tons of people that, they met me once, and then they come back, and I meet them years later. They meet me in a rave, and they're like, that was a sick set, bro. And then I come back to them, not knowing who they are, obviously, because it's like a random person in a club. How are you going to remember everyone? But then it's like, hey, man, I checked that party you're throwing. It's fucking sick. They'll be like, yeah, dude, I actually, attended your party back in the day, and I really loved it, whatever. And you're like, cool. Mad props to you. That's awesome. I love that. Can we talk more about your party, please?
Yeah.
Let's talk about you. How do we focus on that? If they were to turn around and go, you fucking dick, I met you and we weren't friends, I'd be like, okay, now I just feel weird. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Fuck, man. Shit. I met Mr. One. Fucking love that guy. Shout out to Mark. I met him 5 times before he remembered who the fuck I was. Yeah. 5 different events. It was until I played after him once.
Yeah.
I met him at the same parties. I met him at his parties because the people at Fiction would get me in when I was under 21, because I was 19. They would get me in to a 21 plus party because they're like, okay, this kid's alright, he's fine.
Yeah.
Until I eventually played after him, and then he turns around and goes, what's up, I'm at school. He has, obviously we're friends. He hasn't forgotten my name now in a decade, obviously 15 years.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. If I had to sit there and go, what a dick.
Yeah.
Oh, why did you care about me, bro? Fuck that dude. No, and it goes both ways. It's also just being open to the fact that you might be meeting the next shit hot person every time you're talking to someone. Because what's the difference between you guys and Joe Rogan? It's like what, a couple of, a little bit of finesse, a bit of practice, a couple of videos going viral, and suddenly there's some budget and it's an improvement in equipment and there's a producing team and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna, no one can sit here and go, these guys are never gonna amount to anything. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you to tell me? I've had label industry people tell me that about kids.
Sure.
You're never going to do anything. And then these kids go off and they're producing for...
That's all they needed sometimes.
Yeah, they needed to hear it.
Yeah,
you're never going to do anything. Okay, thanks. Thanks, guy who sits in an office who does nothing all day except tell kids they're not going to achieve.
Yeah.
What a brilliant job you have. Fuck that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, to bring it back, I want to talk about Pangea as well.
Oh.
I got booked one day, to Pangea. That's the only way I experienced it, and just to put it into perspective, what's required as a promoter or as an event organizer, these guys were listening to a radio, online radio, the other radio.
Yes. And
I filled in for his name is Kristen. Cool. I can't remember his stage name. Sorry, Chris. And then I got a phone call. Like, I heard your set, or some like a text or whatever. I heard your set on the other radio.
Yeah.
I want to book you for Pangea. I didn't hear about Pangea, etc. But they were willing to.
Yeah.
Now, this is the vision that we have. I'm not going to sell out and get these massive names. I'm going to go out and be like,
I like this.
Yes, I'm listening to online radio just to find someone that might fill this gap. You know, I mean, for example, they also don't release lineups.
Yeah, no, they don't.
They don't release lineups. They're not trying to pull anyone with regards to names. It's just the experience is the main attraction.
Yeah, a lot of these younger cats that I've been booking and putting on and stuff, the way that the dynamic starts is quite literally me cold DMing them. Like, I'll be at a random party thrown by, some of these youngsters doing cool stuff, and I'll watch one DJ, and I'm not talking like in the front raving, going crazy, walking up to them like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, sick, dude, you know who I am? No, I just watch from across the room and I listen. I have my like Coke Zero at the bar, and I'm like, this is awesome, there with my friends, play some pool, whatever, at the rave and check stuff out. And then I'll just DM them, and I'll be like, hey, hi, Kyle, by the way, nice to meet you. Can I get your details? I really want to book you for something. I think you'd be awesome. And they sometimes, it's great if they know who I am, or it's great if they follow me. If they don't, they can go and look and go, okay, this person seems to know more or less something about the industry. I hope maybe it comes across that way. I hope my social media is all right as a springboard. But that's how you build the relationships. That's what you want. Is you literally, I just like going, you're great. People that when I worked with like Safe House and Halo, people that I helped book, and that's how I got to know them. I helped book them for the venue. I didn't book them for me. So it'd be like, oh, we need disco people, so we're going to book this person. If I then see them now, 2 years, 3 years down the line, and they're DJing, I can walk up to them and go, hey, obviously you remember me, but it's that thing of, I love the growth that you've been doing. Like, look at this, you're completely in a different place, you're making, you look different, you sound different, it's awesome. Like texting them, just to go, that was great. Just to keep that, firstly, that flame alive, and to let people know, hey, like, you're being seen, because it's better than being in the party like, no, that was sick, bro. But it also means that when I then reach out and go, I'd like to book you, they understand that I know what I'm talking about. You just got to let people know and create opportunities like this. Like, it's amazing that people who are doing stuff at such an immense scale are still thinking that way, are still going out themselves for getting their booking teams, doing what label execs used to do back in the day, which is go to the clubs, listen to the random band performing and go, we need a demo tape from these people. That's how people would randomly get signed at some little, selling out a little 50-person venue, but there'd be one record exec there. We need that. Yeah. We need promoters to do that too. I benefit from the opposite side of it. A lot of us do, which is the lazy promoters who haven't updated the people that they book in 10 years.
Yeah.
So there's some people that I'm going to play for because they just go, oh, Das has this many followers and he's a legend and he's sick. And I go, that's fucking yay. Cool. Income, sick. But at the same time, I would way rather have someone go, I heard your set at insert party and what the fuck was that? And be like, thank you. That's what I like doing, not the other thing where I'm, woo, everyone, make some noise for yourself. Yeah, hands in the air.
See, I got into this hole where, as a producer and as a DJ, I got kind of taught, like I got demotivated because people didn't want, or almost this. I was riding the wave of JM and C Manik, and I mean, I own. See, the hole that I'm in now is that I only love playing that music.
I get you, yeah.
Oh,
and
I see.
and obviously the industry has moved on from there.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how do I need to enjoy new music the way I enjoyed this music. And look, I don't think it's coming from an arrogant place or in that type of way, but it's just like I really want to DJ more. Like every week, I'd love to have that opportunity, but it's just I'm not really enjoying any of the music enough to actually spread it out there.
You just have to find the thing that sparks joy. So I have versions of my set that fit so many places. There are people that will book me based off of 5FM, he must be a commercial guy. And I've never been the commercial guy, but I understand that there is a commercially viable aspect to what I do. So there is a version of my set that is student focused in those kinds of environments. There's a version of my set that I would have been playing at a Play It Rage, because I played a lot of those over the last, long time. Same thing as if I'm going to be playing like the most underground of techno clubs. I'm not going to sound like every other techno DJ. I've got my own flavors of stuff that still works. The best thing I can say as well around this is it's finding the stuff that makes you happy. It's knowing when to play the game a bit, to make the crowd happy, to make the promoters happy. If you're in a situation where you're outright just playing whatever other people want you to play, if that is what makes you happy, then so be it. Like, how many open format hip-hop DJs and stuff, that's their bread and butter. Like, they have to play. It's not even a funny joke anymore. It was funny maybe 10 years ago, playing All I Do Is Win. I've referenced it probably in every time I have to talk about my hip-hop DJ friends. And I feel bad for them. They feel bad for themselves.
Yeah, no, that's harsh.
You get me? Fine. Cool. You maybe have to play that record if shit's going south.
Yeah.
But there's nothing forcing them specifically to play it. Like, it's a choice at the end of the day, and if that's the choice you want to make, that's fine.
Yeah.
There are ways around it. You can play the acapella, you can learn to do stuff. That's my thing with your point. Is you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Like, I actively get to be the villain now sometimes, because I've been around long enough. Yeah. Records I have not been able to play in a club since 2010. Because, like, electro house isn't a thing anymore. And
now you can.
Now I can. Yeah. You can bring that back. Or, like, you find an obscure remix of an EDM song that makes it tasteful again. Because, like, when EDM was popping off, it wasn't corny. When it first popped off, it was the edgy, interesting shit. Like, playing Big Room before Big Room blew up I had felt nothing wrong about it. It's when everyone started doing it that you're a bit like, I'm commercial now.
Yeah.
But I'm able to go back to some of those records because you're like, I'm playing songs from 2008 and people who are 18 now were too young to actually know what this record is or never got to hear electro house like this. What's stopping me from playing the stuff I enjoy out of context, in context? There's a time and a place for everything. Where some people go, what was that? That was epic. That's amazing. Yeah. Had I done that 3 or 4 years ago, the people who were old enough at the time to hear it would have been like, this is lame. This sucks. So liking Scene and liking, Money Brothers Vibes, all of that kind of stuff. And like, it'll come back around, but it's also just about them finding stuff that hits the same.
Yeah.
You need to find, because
this is so true.
I can find anything in any genre that I enjoy, and it's okay because not all of it is listenable to people.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Also, something that people sleep on as an artist, as a creative, is you actually have to put in, like, if someone is going to the gym, they work out on their body.
Yeah,
you got to put in time and to cultivate and work on your creativity.
Absolutely.
So a lot of the time, you might think that you are in a blocked space or that you're feeling cloudy. But you're actually just out of practice or out of repetition and unconditioned. You still have all the talent you have, nothing to worry about. You didn't lose it. There's no window. It's not sports. Like you still have that thing inside you.
Yeah.
But you have to, this book I'm reading, The Artist Way, they talk about cultivating your own creativity. And one way to do that is, obviously we get inspired by things.
Yeah.
And often what you might not realize is that when you're not feeling creative, it's because you're not being inspired.
Yes.
So where do you get inspired? And it's not always from listening to music. It can be from experiences. It can be from speaking to people. So that's also just something that people often forget. They're like, oh my gosh, why am I struggling to write this verse? I used to be so good at writing. But dude, you haven't picked up a pen and paper in 3 months.
100%. Creativity is a muscle. I tell people this because I remember it was always around, it was the funniest thing. It was a dumb interaction I'd always have around fucking 420 every year. Because I'd always be like, happy 420 to everyone celebrating. I'm not going to smoke weed. And there were people who were just like, what do you mean, bro? How do you make music without smoking weed? It makes you like creative, bro. And I'm like, no, it's chill. It's like, you want to smoke weed, that's fine. Like, who doesn't love a good chilled edible once in a while? But at the same time, like my guy, I'm creative because I wake up every day and I work on something creative. It's weirdly what I'm feeling now. I've taken this music hiatus and I needed to because I was creatively burnt out.
Yes.
And I didn't feel inspired. That was my thing. Is the minute I feel like I want to make music again, which is now, I'm going to come back to it. Mm-hmm. So I took a couple of years off. I still DJ'd. I'm still involved. I'm listening constantly. The difference is that exact thing of like, it's not being rusty.
Yeah.
But I can feel, I've been like, what? Like, going to therapy and I'm like,
dude, you haven't.
And I'm focusing on my, I'm focusing on my life and I've got like a healthier work-life balance and, family and friends and like, sleeping better. Something just isn't right. Like I'm missing something because making music or making something like that wasn't inherently a part of my. It was a process that was good for me. So in the same way that someone can go, some people go to therapy and they don't get better. They just learn how to be assholes with a better vocabulary. I have these disorders. You're really good at identifying your boundaries and your disorders, but you're not making better choices.
Yes.
I realize a part of what I need as part of like my therapy, as part of me, is to begin practicing that creation for the sake of creation. Because when I'm firing on all cylinders creatively, that's why you can talk about those kinds of funny moments where it seems like I'm kind of everywhere. When I'm everywhere, it's because I'm firing on all cylinders. I'm going, this music thing could align with people over here who are doing the streetwear thing. They need people in streetwear, but what if we bring those people together? And it's just, I genuinely, it's like the ideas are being handed to me from, Pharrell has actually made reference to this, I think.
Yeah.
It's like you're channeling the divine almost. Yeah. That's what like true creativity is.
Yeah.
And that's all that it is that you just open yourself up to the fact that like an idea may be good, it may be bad, but you have to wake up, have a bad day, have a bad week, have a couple weeks off, do what you got to do. Have a couple months off of creating. If you need to just get stuff done and pay the bills, fine. But start like throwing yourself into it. It's where I'm at now again. So I'm finally like cool, where like I've been doing some cool stuff, but I need to start. I describe it as like pissing excellence, I need to wake up every day, choose violence, lock the fuck in. Yeah. Because being forced to create ideas isn't being forced, because I'm like, I have these. Like, I've got cool stuff, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But the exercise of trying to make something happen, if it goes south, I'm like, but I still came up with this really shit hot concept. Put it in the bank. I'm going to use it later. Producing a track. You write a thing, the song doesn't go anywhere, but now you've got stems to a track. You can go back in and resample whenever you want. You've got lyrics you've written that didn't make it into a final track. Next time someone's like, I need a feature or I need a chorus, you're like, I have the hook for you. I couldn't do anything with this.
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that, because like there's nothing worse as an artist and as a creator than feeling like you're so down bad that you've almost lost it. Like you've lost your source almost. Like you're struggling to figure out like, how do I operate? And sometimes all you can do is just put yourself in the position to make the music. Sometimes that's what I do.
Yeah.
I just fucking go sit in the studio, open up Pro Tools, find a beat, and sit there. And sometimes I don't come up with anything.
Yeah.
And I just sit and I sit, and then eventually I'll leave. But then tomorrow I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, now I remember this one thing. Now I go back there. So in the moment you feel like you're just wasting your time and there's no value added here. But just putting yourself in that space is also really helpful, because the creativity is also an environmental thing.
It's also still sharpening your sword as well. Like, I haven't felt like writing music for for like 5 years now. Have I still been in the studio on projects with people? Absolutely. Yeah. I've been in studio with artists because of stuff that I've been doing where I'm involved in the project, right? Like, we're facilitating these artists being in studio. Some of the artists have never, because they're newer and they've come up, have no idea who I am or anything. And so I'm in there giving advice on the songwriting process, and they're like, But then they start implementing some of the ideas because they're so locked in on the process. I've never stopped being a producer in that sense. You never have to stop being the artist. You can still listen and go, I can hear what this is missing, or I can hear where, dude, I don't know what this track needs. It's done. Or, hey, you've got too much going on here. Try taking this out. Oh, that did work? Okay. It didn't work? Oh, okay. Why did you try this? Sick. Hey, check how this sounds. I was using Logic until then. I got a new laptop since then. So I might relearn an entirely new software. I might start on Ableton. I don't mind starting from fresh because it's not like, damn, there goes all of my skill out the window. I'm going to suck at compressing kick drums for a little while. But I guarantee you that I haven't forgotten how to put together a fucking club record.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to make for the sake of it in the beginning. And when other artists need the feedback, people need whatever, it's just constantly going, I'm still here. I'm still that guy. I know what's going on. I can hear it now better than ever. And so just going into studio, that kind of thing, writing, just writing for the sake of it, coming up with something, designing stuff because you're a graphic designer, and just making things for your portfolio, coming up with ideas, working on a thing for free, whatever you got to do.
And if you think about it, you always have something to do. If you're an independent artist and you're doing your own marketing, your own media, your own EPKs, you always actually have some admin to do for yourself. You know, scheduling, release, all of these things. So,
and for me, like it was quite a bummer, because I invested myself in going to sound school to learn how to produce, to learn how to mix and master. I made cool things that got the interest of Das, and then I just lost it. Lost it in the way that you were describing it. But it was the inspiration. Like, I was inspired by the scenes, JM, these cats, and then then they stopped releasing music, and I was like, I needed something else to keep me going. You know, and I was like, fuck, Das is telling people to book me, but I'm not getting inspired, and it's like, oh man, I really want to make great music. And I just can't. Like, I'm trying to use sample packs, like loops, you know, where I used to like put single, drums and snares and click it in. Now I'm just trying to get something from somewhere, just to like, okay, here's this 8-bar loop now that I put into a song. And I'm like, this is just, it's not translating. It's clearly something that someone else made. And it bugged me for so long. It's still, I mean, as a few refreshing and thoughts and revelations are happening during this podcast right now about my music. But at the time it was, and I mean, even till this day, I was like, I really, there were people that believed in me that were just like that. I didn't leverage at the time, and it really, it's
also, you know what, like, quality is not neither necessarily, like, yes, hard work to a degree, but like, quality is not an indicator of success, unfortunately. Like, if talent and quality equaled success, there would be a lot more successful people. A lot of it's the funniest thing, I had to air an older mix of mine, and there was a track in there, and I'm like, man, I forgot, because I just rendered the mix. I would have known what the track was at the time, but I haven't played this in like a year or something. Let me just Shazam what this track is, because I know I have it. So I'm Shazamming this track by an artist, and I shit you not, like five different songs came up, because this track is made up of fucking huge, like, vocal loops, and like 10 songs that are out there use it, and some of them had like 1 million Shazams, some of them had like 5 Shazams, and I'm just going, this is genuinely hilarious, because these are all valid forms of expression. Yeah, I could sit there and go, what do you mean you used a splice loop? What do you mean you used a splice vocal? Or I could go, you put out a song and you leveraged it, you're probably off making other music. Some huge artists, some of the biggest tracks, like breakthrough tracks by artists are like, contain stuff like that. And then there are other times where people entirely build their sound from scratch. And if it works for you, it works for you. It's It's not a case of not doing enough. It's just or not leveraging. It's if those people that are making that many songs and the one then just takes, then they can just make that song forever because now they know I can do this. I've been doing this. And I have the work ethic to back it up. It's the positioning yourself so that when the door is in front of you, you're ready to open it. So it's not saying, you're sitting here going, I'm not inspired, I'm not whatever. Then don't force it specifically. I know you want the music thing to take. Who doesn't? But you have to be sitting there going, I'm confident and I'm happy and I'm writing songs. Because now imagine what's the worst thing that could happen is, not the worst, it wouldn't be that bad, but I just mean, imagine you finally write the song you want to write, the one. You write it and you release it and it blows the fuck up and then you're like, I can't do that again. Because it was just one, I got lucky, You'd rather be going, I'm enjoying the process, I feel comfortable, I'm making stuff. The guy called John Summit in the USA makes like big, he's like huge now. He's had like a massive breakthrough hit a couple of years back. But he was just churning around in the underground making little tech house records. They weren't the best, they weren't the worst. Some of them, he laughs about them. And he's still homies with all of those guys that came up with it. But he's massive, selling out arenas, crazy, residencies in Las Vegas. The reason that he could blow up like that is when he had the big fucking record, he'd been making so much music that all he had to do was go, this particular angle of my sound works. Cool. Carry on. Oh, I'm okay. I'm touring too much, so I can't work alone. Fine. Songwriters involved now. I get a vocal and I produce around it. I throw a little remix together, whatever. Look at all of your favorite DJs. Not every single song of theirs is the greatest song in the world. Yeah. They'll release an album where you'll go, I really like the single, but the rest of the album is wank to me. Are they not? Are they going to stop touring? No, they're going to release a single on a smaller label and then release their big smash hit. They're still releasing on the smaller label in case that blows up in the underground. They're just going, here's something, here's something, here's something. Consistency, work ethic, being inspired just by the act of creating. Not everything has to be the thing that changes your life. And do it because you want to as well.
I was just about to say, because the other thing is if you're feeling like you're letting people down and stuff, the thing you gotta remember is like you first enjoy your own song.
Yeah.
Right? You first really enjoy it, and if other people enjoy it, then that's just a massive benefit. I'm just glad we're all on the same frequency, right? But I know it's easy to say, but we're so hard on ourselves as artists and as creators because we're at the same time. It's such a hard line to walk because you must be like crazy delusional about the fact that there's no doubt you're gonna get to where you want to get.
Exactly.
And at the same time be like, yo bro, this is a piece of shit and I know. And at the same time be extremely realistic. So be really harsh, be delusional, but then really realistic towards yourself subjectively and be like, okay, but I don't like this. So if I don't like this, how isn't any
I'm just doing this for the sake of someone else. For what then? Like, you got to also learn to let it go. So instead of going, I could do better, great, then do better next time, because there are people that, if they do like it, why would you, this is like a piece of advice my dad always gave me about, like, it was this example of like dating a girl that's hotter than you. You think they're like, I don't deserve to date this girl. Why the fuck would you convince them? Why would you sit there and go, I don't think I'm good enough? Well, if she wants to date you, shut the fuck up and just go, I'm happy with this situation. I can do better and I will do better. But I'm not going to sit around bitching and whining about when people tell me, hey, well done on the song. But like it was just really basic and I wish another song of mine did well. No, I'm just thankful that you like this.
Yes.
That's cool. You see something in it that I don't.
Yeah.
I do like this, but I think I could do better. Then do better.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than coming through on the opposite end of the spectrum and being the guy who's washed as fuck, and then you're like, here's my new big hot single. How many rappers, how many DJs after 20 years or something that come back and they drop like, Will Smith doing this little weird freestyle that's kind of cringe. Like, I get what he's going for.
Do you?
But like, do you, man? Don't do this like EDM shit and like cornball rapping, trying to be on the Breakfast Club type shit. Like, be the Wild Wild West Will Smith.
That Big Willie vibe.
Be like, Big Willie style. Fucking be. Yeah, you can grow as an artist. You can do your own thing, but You either have to Earl Sweatshirt that shit and go so far out of pocket to be like, I am MF Doom 2, and I don't care what you fucking think. I'm Andre 3000 and I'm releasing a flute album. Fuck yourself. I know you can win.
You didn't appreciate my words?
Enjoy my flute. Enjoy the wind. But he could just as easily come back and write, The Love Below Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if he wanted to, he could come back and him and Big Boy could do an Outkast record if they wanted, as an example. There's nothing stopping them. That's why Tiesto can make a drum and bass record with like Martin Solveig or something. That just happened. I don't know.
Did that happen?
Like right now, I think it's Tiesto and someone did a drum and bass record. Like it's either Martin Solveig or Steve Aoki or someone. And I'm like, cool, but at the same time, good for you. Like, you've got a die-hard audience that will be like, Tiesto! Like, fucking do it. Who the fuck am I to tell you can't do that? Have fun. Enjoy your life. You're not gonna... Maybe you're gonna play like a hospital records party, maybe, but I highly doubt it. Like, I don't think you're gonna end up in Warsaw, Poland, playing a drum and bass rave. To play drum and bass on Tomorrowland main stage, good for you. Happy days. You know?
Actually, I want to pivot into fashion now.
Yes.
Because I thought about the local scene, and obviously there's some really talented designers. I mean, you know, what's your homie? You can plug in? OTC. You know, obviously the Art Club, Broke, and all that.
Yeah.
And look, I really think it's fantastic that there's local talent, but I always
Backyard Group.
Backyard Group, huge. Yeah.
And I'm gonna out myself a bit here, but I've always just gravitated towards the Adidas of the world and the Puma of the world, and I was like, why is that? Before this podcast, because I was like, what is it? Now, I think it's because I just really like the story.
A heritage
Behind
and
yes. So they have had a certain degree of success.
Yeah.
The local brands of the world. I mean, you can tell us more about that.
Yeah.
But do you think that's something that can be improved upon in terms of telling this story so that they can resonate with people like me that actually do love fashion, but just gravitate to the ones that just have that established story about, you know,
This is like what Das was saying earlier on about if you're in, and you really know what's going on at the music scene and that community. It's the same with fashion.
100%.
It's 100% the same with fashion.
There's a really interesting conversation I had with a guy who's like a professional producer, like goes like in the producers for people sense. Like he songwrites and part of a little company that does this, and it's this thing of music specifically being one of the hardest industries to get into, but once you're in, you're kind of in. It's up to you to fuck it up at that point, like because opportunity kind of comes your way. Fashion is brutal because of how hard it is to get into. It's very expensive. It's also, it is, you know, it's the same as music. You're trying to make this thing and you have this vision in your head, but you're going to make really basic shit. I'm a DJ and you're going to make the worst fucking house record ever. And the arrangement's going to be terrible. You're not going to know why. You're a streetwear guy, and you're like, we're going to just make vinyl print T-shirts, and it's going to say like, they make the same mistakes music people make, where like they're too focused on the concept and not enough on the product. So it's like, I'm going to launch a brand, and it's going to be called just like super drip. And then we're going to put luxury streetwear on the T-shirt. My guy, if you have to tell me your T-shirt is luxury, it's not the fuck luxury.
Absolutely.
And it's the same thing with music, where it's like, if you have to tell me, bruh, I made I'm a piano song. I don't care, because now you've told me it's more of the concept than it is about the song. If you're telling me I love the genre, this is my music, and I listen to it and I go, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
This is
I'm
what I
surprised that I ended up here.
or if like you're allowed to want to make what you want to make, but you can't be forcing people to care about the concept more than the actual thing. The brands that have gotten it right, we can talk about Broke, we can talk about Backyard Group, because Backyard Group is, I would say, like, they make great clothes, but high concept, because they tap into that music entertainment space really well. They've ended up just smart positioning with other brands. Broke, cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
Kids starting out making, tees, making fucking hats, running the little thrift store, running the thrift page, getting their homies involved, finally being able to take over some
store space or like be inside of stores in Cape Town, throwing a couple of events. Some of the guys from the crew are DJs, and so they throw events, blah blah blah. Get to know, and because young guys, upwardly mobile, fucking working hard, putting out stuff, getting the community behind them, brands start paying attention. They can start telling their story.
Yeah.
That's how that's how I got to know a lot of these cats in the first place, is having an eye out and going, this is cool, buying a t-shirt, keeping an eye and going, okay, well, here's a project with this brand, or these people are looking for streetwear brands to pop into their market. Cool, call up those cats, do you want to come in? All you're doing is facilitating their own story, and then you let them go. Because there are plenty of those people that I've spoken to or thought this was going to be great, but they don't have the same momentum, because to them it's they just got caught up on other stuff. Brands like Broke, no one can fucking stop them.
Yeah,
no one. And I don't mean because they're the best. It's because Andile's work ethic, all of them, Zwandile, all of them, like the whole crew, they work together. They're so involved in the scene. They're business savvy. They figured that shit out. Try and fucking stop.
For the culture.
So, could there be more storytelling? Yes, but in their case, they're at a point where they're finally, they're getting the acknowledgement of bigger brands, able to collaborate with stuff, alcohol brands letting them throw events and all this kind of thing. They're designing cool clothes, they're selling them out, they're doing the tours. We've got to wait 1 or 2 more seasons, I would say, in a situation like that, until you start getting into, I would say, like the real fucking like collections. That's where like Juan Della Porto and Rich Nisi, whatever,
yes.
They came in brand story from the get-go, and that's obviously super premium, but again, well-positioned, worked with the right people. They're doing storytelling, but they're not doing scale the same way that, say, Broke is, because Broke's way more streetwear, if you know what I mean. So it just depends on the angle people are taking, I think is the most important thing. A lot of young brands are going to have to come in and cut their teeth and get it wrong. They're going to have to come in and make the shitty t-shirts, try and sell them to their friends, come up with the worst name ever, the worst logos ever, made with free assets. And same way music producers come in and use splice loops and don't know what they're doing. If you don't think that the fucking top dogs, it's fine.
Good.
That's fine. If you don't think the top dogs, like, they're still going to use the free assets, they're still going to do that, but they know how to do it because they've tried and tested, and they can make the same hat now 50 times because they know this is a key product for us. That's where the story comes in. Like, it really is about the people that are hungry enough to find where they're, the hunger TM again.
Yeah.
They've got to find where they want to be.
And their clothes, like what you were saying, a lot of people feel the same way when they wear Broke or Backyard or Pot Plant or Art Club. It's a statement.
Yeah.
It's a piece, bro. When I wear my Backyard group, I'm letting them know I'm part of this culture. I support 100%. These people. The people who are not buying it are out of that. They don't know about it even. They don't even know about the community. They can see it and
think the same thing of like a Supreme t-shirt.
Yeah.
To them, it's our own version of that stuff. And again, there are a million ways to do it. There's Cultish. Cultish came about. Shout out to Ryan, absolute genius. That guy is like pulled himself up by his bootstraps, business-minded, runs a successful other business, launched Cultish as like a passion project. And where Cultish started off a few years ago versus where they ended up now is obviously miles apart, but the vision was there. And it's doing the premium thing. It's doing the cool. He literally co-owns the factory little space. It's not huge, but it's awesome. And I think they've expanded a bit. Where their clothes are made. There are people that they work with, like Stibule, who also premium, I would call it streetwear, but it's like premium basics, like in the same way that Fields, I'm wearing Fields pants now. These kinds of brands that are coming in from, cool, we're going to be elevated, adult. If you don't think that the Broke guys and the Cultish guys have fucking mad respect for each other, because it's two sides of, it's not even the same coin, it's a multi-sided shape, right? Yeah. Like it's different facets. But it's having the consistency, tenacity. It's elucid. Like Gillian is off doing something very different overseas now. Callan from Pintful, like he is now going fully into. He launched his little brand. They were all part of the same little cruise. Broke,
Lucid, all of them were like homies, even though
Yeah.
in different parts of the same scene. Callan's off doing high fashion shit now. Like he's learning, studying proper fashion because he goes, cool, I've done this, done my little for the culture moment here, but now what's next for me? When if he brings back the main brand or he launches something new, it doesn't matter because it's all part of the story. That's where I get excited and why I like paying attention. So I can understand. Look, it's easy when there's a pre-established, almost 100 years of heritage. Like Nike is like from the 70s now. That's long. That's nearly 60 years of a business or whatever. And you know what you're buying into. You're buying into Michael Jordan in the 90s. You're buying into all of this. We need an opportunity for Brooke to have their Michael Jordan moment. You need. The thing is, they themselves. The nice thing with these kinds of young brands is that there will always be people that move the culture. Like Maglera Dobo right now is still like one of the hottest out, and it's great. Like Puma putting the time and effort behind the right artists as they do. Adidas will have their people like Q from Destruction Boys and Leno and all of those people moving the culture. But what's dope is a lot of these people, like I'm gonna use Maglera as an example. Like he's so tapped in. He himself is an icon, but he is still repping local brands. He's still hanging out with these cats, and it's not a where like grease palms Joburg bullshit. We're pretending to be friends. It's that they're seeing in each other what they see in themselves a little bit, and when that becomes translatable en masse is when you'll be able to buy into it, and it's no one's fault. We just have to give them the time, especially the people that are moving. And the young people that want to move, they must start. There's like no time but the present.
Yeah.
Like if I ever want to get back into clothing stuff again and like really take time and effort for that, I have to come in and make something that I want to make for a part of the market that I feel needs to be represented. I'm not going to come in and go, here's a t-shirt and a cap and a tracksuit, because there are people doing that already. Instead of trying to just copy what they're doing, I'm like, how do I dress? What do I represent? That's where these brands are winning, is because they're making clothes for themselves. It's the same as the music thing. Like, when you're a kid from the township and you're representing township culture, all the kids from the township are seeing that and going, that's me. Like, that guy's me. I look up to that guy. I want to be him. And, oh shit, I can be him. We're the same age. Look what they do. By wearing the brand, you're associating yourself with that lifestyle. Yeah. And
with that vision.
Yeah. It's the people who wear Nike going like, I only wear Jordans. They don't fucking watch the NBA. No, yeah. But they go, this is what I'm about. This is part of my culture. This is an extension of who I am. And there are some brands, Art Club, there's like a bunch, that have those little to medium to large-ish audiences. We just need to watch, I've said it enough times, but it's like we need to watch some of them now and let them really take those next huge steps. I would say the two big ones to look out for right now, like Backup Group, all of that is happening. I know we speak about Broke a lot, but Broke are unstoppable. There are a ton of other Flair Supply, amazing. Backup Group, amazing. Great other brands, but I'm saying Broke are next to fucking nationally pop if they haven't already. Like,
you see what they recently just did in Josie?
What with
the street?
What the tour thing they're doing?
Yeah,
they're on the tour still. Them, and again from the corporate. I mean, mad professional, serious end of things is Cultish. Mm-hmm. With like doing like taking the fashion over to Paris, proper brand stuff. Huge turnover every month, really professional, associating yourself with the likes of Amiri, being in the same spaces, really premium construction, incredible design work, innovative silhouettes. It's a premium product, so it's not meant to be about mass adoption, but you've got people coming at, reaching that same center point from two places, coming in from the top, but coming in from the street. So give it 2 seasons, I want to see what Broke does, and I want to see like an Aimé Leon Dore style lookbook of like, here's grown-ass adult clothing while also still the streetwear. And with Cultish, you want to see the other side of it, where it's like, here's some Amiri or what's that forgetting the name of it, it's a Korean woman,
ambush level, high fashion meets streetwear. Let Cultish do that because no one's going to do that like they are.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so the story is there. It's just, it's not, the revolution has not yet been televised.
Yeah.
Give it a little bit.
So why do you think, is it as easy, so why do you think it doesn't pop off as much as South African music has? Is it just as easy as music is just more accessible than clothes? Do you think it's just as easy as that?
Music is free because, like, in the sense of a song, imagine I designed the coolest t-shirt. What's going to happen? Someone's going to bootleg my t-shirt. If I made a shit hot record, like a Jerusalem kind of thing that becomes a worldwide hit because of a meme, what'll happen is like, if you have the means to distribute the product and get it out, then yes. If you're like and it's a horrible example because like Labubu is in fashion, but like the Labubu thing, a bunch of people can just, I'm going to import that now. And I'm going to do that. Do you, as a streetwear person, have the means to make the coolest thing in the world and then produce it at scale? Probably not. Because if it blew up today and there was suddenly 10 times the demand, you still have to go to your CMTs and get stuff made and try and figure it out. By the time you've produced stuff, maybe you've sold into a couple of stores, but you're trying to manage those relationships and that kind of thing. So what needs to happen, and is happening a little bit, you see it with, there are occasional times where I've seen, I think Grade has gone up country a little bit. Zaid has taken his brand to like Sneaker Exchange. No, Sneaker Exchange is his thing, sorry. To, it's the thing in Dubai, man, with all of the sneakers and stuff. So he'll go up to Dubai and set up a little store, and people can check out the brands and like kind of emerging brands that way, and people can write about it. And you can go up into Africa and into America and do these little pop-ups where there are a bunch of little brands, maybe all coming together. So you're in Nigeria, and there's like a Nigerian brand, a South African brand, a Kenyan brand, and a Mozambican brand, and you're all there together. That's a good way to start, but also opportunity cost versus return. Unless you're up there to literally go, I am going to produce 100 t-shirts a month. You are going to buy them and you are going to sell them in your store. That is a worthwhile business expense. Otherwise, you're just kind of hoping and praying that people in Nigeria or Paris are willing to let you ship from South Africa, which is possible, but it's a schlep, it's pain. You've got to then become an exporter. It's a whole thing. You want people buying into your brand. So you're better off in a particular situation like this, dominating your market, knowing that we are cruising in South Africa. I am happily running my business. Bills are paid. I am making a healthy living. Now I look at expanding.
So,
yeah, because the guys who tried to scale too hard and using like illicit government money and scummy things, that fails really fast, and you can see it. And it's not the kids; it's older business types, scumbags. So you need these brands to go, there's enough of a demand for me to even have more than one store. If there's demand enough for you to even have a fucking concrete store in this day and age, that's incredible. If you and you're not stressing, if you're like, yeah, we're selling out our collections, or we worked out our business so well that even if we don't sell out the collection, we're still going to be fine, because this percentage of sales before we go into discounts is still enough to cover the costs of this and employ my staff.
yeah.
You know, that's why there's not the move, and that's why these other brands that you think of, streetwear brands, we don't realize how fucking huge they are. You just go, oh, it's this big brand and they're available everywhere. They have flagship stores in like 10 countries. It's bigger than any flagship store that any South African brand has in their own home city. And we need to understand that. The demand is, you know about them. Because of that, you've heard of them 7 times thing. You know about them because everyone knows about them. This is not, they're a niche brand and you've heard of them. Odds are they're not that niche. They're not that small at this point.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So it's different. It really is more complex than music popping off, because there's so many hurdles with regards to exporting and actually it sounds like a hard grind.
How many artists are there as well who haven't even had big hit records, but they're part of the right little circles that then get to tour with that? You know, like the guys who are constantly on tour, release some boring ass songs and run a boring ass record label, but they're constantly on tour because they're in with the right people. They're consistent. So
they might not look like they're popping off, but they're popping off more than someone who's more talented that you think has had bigger records, because they've set up the business, they're running themselves, they go, yeah, I'm willing to come down to South Africa and work out that tour myself and play for a bit less, because I'm on my way to Australia to get paid really well. They have the means to take the slight knocks where it makes sense, and the means to also just hop on a plane and go and spin some records or do a mix for someone super quickly. You can't do that as easily with clothing. You can send a sample over, you can go, hey, shout out to you, but like, if it's a pain to go, hey, we need, we want to stock your clothes. Okay, well now we've got to work out a deal. Now I've got to find that I can manufacture those clothes. Now I've got to demarcate a chunk of my stock to be sent off when I could be selling it locally. Am I making less money by selling it overseas because I have to sell it at cost and swallow some tax implications and the license to export?
There's no distribution platform for clothes.
Yeah.
So
I feel like there's a major label that goes, we're going to sign a distribution deal with you. I'm sure there would be, but then congrats, your clothes are now being produced in a factory halfway across the world, and you have no control over it directly. Unless it really is the case that you've outsourced all of your production to begin with. But even then, you've still got to get sent samples of everything and approve it, and the buyers can still reject your stuff when it gets to you. That can still happen. Yeah, I've seen it with big streetwear brands getting brought down here. Yeah, we're going to stock this particular brand. And people in South Africa just didn't click. And now you're sitting on thousands of rands of a reputable, respected international brand. Probably tens of, if not almost 100,000 rand worth of product that you can't move unless you sell it for basically what you paid for it.
Crazy.
Now your money's tied up in something. And imagine you're doing that and you aren't some massive retailer who took the knock with millions of rands of purchasing power. You're some kids who took a shot on we're hot now, and you're not the kind of hot that you needed to be to sell the seats.
Yeah.
Music is just like, the song's good. You do another one of those, please.
Yeah, so rinse and repeat.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Let's move into games. Okay, so this is there is no name for this game. I've just seen it on like short form content, but it's basically like this or that. Okay. I just call it this or that. So
got you.
I'm gonna give you a club that closed down back in, and then it'll be like, is this the GOAT or is this the GOAT? And then we'll carry on. Okay. So Club 169 or Fiction?
Fiction.
Fiction or Mercury?
Fiction.
Fiction.
Fiction or Ignite?
Fiction.
Fiction or Dark Side?
Okay. see, culture. Too young to have gone to Dark Side. Or yeah.
I don't even know.
No, Dark Side was like
where Hillsong is now in Canal.
Wow.
There was
that was the rave club in Cape Town.
Isn't that a bit strange?
No, it was.
Hillsong.
No. So it was
a good story for them though.
It was a rave, like it was like a big warehouse thing. Then it became a women's crisis center. Then it became Hillsong.
Oh, okay.
But now we're talking in the 90s and still a bit into the 2000s, because when I was 11, 5FM was throwing something called the Chirp Party, which was these under 18 parties.
Yes.
And they were like under 18 raves, and they would throw them at Dark Side, but you had to be 12 years old. And I was already like into dance music then, so I would just remember being like, what do you mean I can't go to the rave? 12 years old, I want to go to the rave, and I'm 11. I would have to say, in terms of long-term, this is a tough one. On a personal front, because of my experiences, it's Fiction, but the real answer is culturally.
Yeah. Was it that big?
Culturally, Dark Side. From the, I assume,
was there nothing like
late 80s into early 90s. Like, that was the raves.
Yeah.
Not like cute.
Techno when it was
It's
techno.
a party, it's a rave. I'm throwing a rave. No, you're not throwing a rave. You're throwing a ticketed, well-managed event, and it was a ticketed, well-managed place. But Dark Side.
Dark Side, okay.
Yeah.
Dark Side or the waiting room, or what it used to be?
Dark Side.
Dark Side or Shimmy Beach Club?
Oh wait, because Shimmy is
Cabo now. Yeah.
Dark Side.
Okay. Okay. This isn't a club, but Dark Side or Cold Turkey?
Oh no! Now my personal bias wins through for what Cold Turkey was in both of its forms, in its original Woodstock form, and then through when it was in Sea Point or Green Point, whatever.
Yes, yeah.
For what that brought together and who that brought together and the musical space it held and the open format, everything. You had the guys from Boys and Bucks coming through just to hang out, like Pokemon Cool Cat and like Sanele, but like while they were like all of them, they would just be there for the music. You'd have the bass music cats mixing hip hop with like dubstep and like minimal half-time bass music. Me, I remember like a guy come up to me and like, I played a Flux Pavilion song. He was like, why didn't you play the one with the vocals? Because you made the Kanye West song that sampled it. But then you had actual house music. You had like Township Dudes, not Cold Turkey.
Yeah. My only experience of Cold Turkey was when they tried to come back after COVID. I just missed it.
When that was in its prime, that was like was it once a month or was it once a week? It didn't matter. It was the one. That's special, man. It was special, yeah.
Is it still called FOMO if you can't go back?
Like you can't go to it. You can't really miss out.
I don't know what it's called, but yeah, that's what I'm having right now.
Cold Turkey, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I know there's like 10 million people that would crucify me for saying that, but I never went to Dark Side, so it's got to be Cold Turkey.
Okay, and then Cold Turkey or Assembly.
Dun dun dun.
You know what's cool is that the same people that would go to Cold Turkey would get booked at Assembly and were able to throw bass music events. So it's kind of where a lot of them kind of got to know each other, and it's where we all got to know each other. It's tough. Like it really is between those three and Fiction, and like it's not an easy choice. I would say for what it did for the band scene, for the electronic scene, for kids, for independent music, for internationals, like the Steve Aoki before he popped off, like Bloody Beetroots, all this kind of stuff. Bloody Beetroots, 17 years ago, Bloody Beetroots was insane. I was 17, and like, I only just found out about them. Like, what do you mean they're getting brought down to the country? Like they haven't had any kind of, it's got to be Assembly. For everything they did, for everything it stood for everything it enabled.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that the Cold Turkey guys will understand why I'm saying this, it's going to be.
I honestly thought it was going to be a no-brainer, and you were like, it's Assembly, 100%. But I didn't know Cold Turkey had that amount of impact.
Cold Turkey just meant that much. It was just such a unique space. It meant...
What is the difference between the two? What did they bring uniquely?
It's that being able to play Assembly was like really was trying to cement myself as the standout artist, trying to be me and what I was producing and this kind of eccentric, kind of like blog housey, really weird electro inspired stuff, like experimental, where Cold Turkey was really, it's not that it was more mixed, but it was that it allowed me to show everything on the periphery that I was into. I've always loved bass music. I love really minimal bass music, and there's no way you can particularly incorporate this stuff. It's music that was equally it felt like it was for ravers, but also for like weed heads, but also for straight-edged people. It was like hip hop, it was kwaito, it was dubstep, it was everything, and you could do it all. You could do it all, and being there, being able to go like, here's like a straight up like Mike Jones or Paul Wall record or some sort of weird, like here's Houston rap music that I was into when I was in my teens, going like, I get to actually play like, it's not some Travis Scott woo club stuff, it's like here's some real dirty South shit mixed with dubstep, and like, oh cool, now we're going to double time it, we're going to go 4/4 at 140 or something, and just, gun fingers vibes. It was just energy like that. Where Assembly was it was about the party, it was about the rave, it was about connecting with people but giving them that like waiting for the drop, but like not in a corny way. It was like it was like the youthful rebellion thing. So where one felt a lot more cultural, the other one felt more like we're in the right place at the right time. Assembly felt like I'm amongst my people. I'm amongst people exactly like me, where Cold Turkey was more like, this is all of us. This is bigger than any one of us. Like we're fitting into a concept more than the space is made specifically for what I stand for.
And it almost sounds, the way you're describing it, it sounds like the final season of an era.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like
Yeah.
it was the best way to end off that cycle.
All of
just
that.
before COVID hit. You know, it sounds like just a culmination
Yeah.
of the best era.
The years when that stuff started losing
Golden
steam
era.
and things started changing.
It was a bit before COVID, actually.
A little
That's
bit,
what I
yeah,
heard.
but I mean, it all kind of like whittled down, you know, like assembly just, like the business model didn't really change, the vibe didn't really change, it didn't adapt as much. The people involved are doing incredible, great things in the scene still, and it's like absolutely excellent at what they do, and I love working with them whenever I get the chance. But it was just this thing of, it was lightning in a bottle for that time.